third topic, a real statistical anomaly here with one of the games that I'm most excited for, because it does feel like we've got an old school Ravens Steelers game coming on Sunday. And I'll give my producer Kemp Brown credit for this. He pointed out to me that Lamar Jackson is 1-3 against the Steelers in his career. And my first thought was, there's no way he's only played them 4 times, but it's true because of injuries and because twice they played in Week 17 and Lamar was sitting out because the Ravens had already locked up the number 1 seed. That was the case last year. That was the case, I believe, in 2019. He didn't play in those games, so he's missed a whole bunch of games in the rivalry, in the Steelers-Ravens rivalry, because of injury. There was 1 year because of COVID. In 2018, it was because he wasn't the starter yet when the Steelers played the Ravens. So it's just a really interesting dynamic here where Lamar hasn't played in big Steelers-Ravens games quite as much as you would have thought because of all of those circumstances, and he hasn't played well against the Steelers either. They're the one team that has more interceptions than touchdown passes allowed against Lamar Jackson. So it'll be really interesting to see Lamar up against that Steelers team. And this is a different version of Lamar Jackson. This is a version of Lamar Jackson that's capable of doing more at the line of scrimmage, that has more command of the offense, that's doing more in the passing game, that's running to throw a bunch more than he has in the past. And I think, again, this is something I pointed out, I believe, last week right here on the Breer Report, that there was a game a couple weeks ago where he had 3 yards rushing and had a perfect passer rating. And I don't think that sort of thing is happening 4 and 5 years ago. But here we are, and this is a different version of the Ravens offense. When you talk about most valuable player, he ran away with the most valuable player vote in our midseason exec awards last week. And the reason why is because this year he's really defined that word, value. 3 new offensive linemen, 60% of their offensive line from the AFC title game has turned over. A lot of experience, Morgan Moses, John Simpson, Kevin Zeitler going out the door. They're able to replace those guys effectively over the course of the last half season. The defense hasn't played as well. Losing Patrick Queen, having younger edge players, having a new defensive coordinator in Zach Orr. And the reason they've been able to ride that out and remain at the top of the AFC and remain in the race, to have one of the top seeds in the AFC and win the AFC North is because of Lamar Jackson. So it'll be really interesting to see how he does in this spot. Again, not a ton of experience in a weird way because he just hasn't played the Steelers a lot over the course of now his 7 years in the NFL. Really excited for this one. And this is a Steelers team that comes in and seems to be playing just in a different level than the last few Steelers teams has. I think you saw it at the end of the game on Sunday, how they're able to make those timely plays. Russell Wilson's throw, which was sort of drawn up in the dirt to Mike Williams at the end of that game against the Commanders. And then the stop that DeMonte Casey and, of course, Minkah Fitzpatrick were able to make on Zach Ertz to turn the ball over on downs. The Steelers team comes in like really having like just a knack and an ability to know what it's going to take to win at the end of these games. Seeing that Steelers group against Lamar Jackson is going to be awesome.